All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hopefully you're having a great Saturday. Full 15 game, we'll call it 15 and a half games today because technically the Reds Diamondbacks got rained out in the 7th. So they will resume play and then they will play the second game. So we'll call it 15 and a half. But interesting day, interesting Friday. Dogs dominated once again. Probably one of the craziest MLB seasons I can remember in a while. Underdogs have just been raking it in. So if you really like playing dogs, you're probably having a great season. Everybody else, probably not so much. But we're going to talk about every single game, cover the card here, and then I'm going to give you my 4 best bets. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and comment down below with your favorite play today. And also post at least one parlay, just kind of a fun parlay. I'll post that in the pinned comments down below later, probably around 11 a.m. Eastern. All right, let's dig into this slate of games. First game on the card is going to be the Cubs and the Tigers. Scooble was really good. I put out something in the Discord last night. I ended up playing the Tigers on the run line, so -1.5. Just there was an interesting trend around that I ended up posting. Let's see what it was. So the Cubs on the road facing a pitcher with a sub 2.50 ERA, while their starting pitcher had a 5 ERA. Not good. They were 0-13 on that line and had gotten run ruled, or -1.5, we'll say, in 7 of 8 games. So really like that line. And on the season, they had gotten stomped. So there was some value there taking that. But this one, so the way this one's going to work, it says Tyler Holton is the starter. So Holton's going to go 1 or 2 innings. Usually doesn't go more than 2, but essentially they're using him as an opener for Keto Montero. This is one I like the Cubs. I just don't know if I can get Jameson Taillon. Don't know if I can get behind him. I will tell you the Cubs are 4-0 this season after they lose the first game of a series on the road. So track record says they'll probably win. This offense is still pretty damn hot. They're hitting 308 over the last week versus righties. So I'm really not looking at Holton here because he's only going to go 2 innings. Montero will take us into the 7th or 8th probably. Unless he gets rocked, which fingers crossed. But I would lean Cubs here. I think you're getting okay value. My only concern is Tigers have been really good at home. They're 22-8 at home. They're 7-3 in their last 10, as are the Cubbies. This is just one, like you got to take the over if it drops to 8. This is one, if it drops to 8, I'd probably take the over. But it's Cubs here for me in this one. Next one's going to be the Blue Jays and the Twins. Looked like the Twins were going to run away with it early, and then the Blue Jays came back and ended up winning. So should be an interesting game here. Kevin Gausman going up against Chris Paddock. Now, the Twins in the second game of a series at home have been fantastic this season. They're 7-1. However, when Paddock's pitching at home, the Twins are 1-4. So there's kind of a flip side there. If we look at the second game of a series for the Blue Jays, they're 2-6 on the season. Now, the line I like here is more around the first 5. So when the Twins are -120 or less, right? So -110, +100, whatever. Essentially in a pick'em or dogs, they've been really good on the first 5 at home this season. They're 8-0-1 to the first 5. So if I were to do anything, it'd probably be Twins first 5 in this one. I think Paddock pitches okay. I like his splits here. He's pitching really well against righties, which are the bats that are most likely to hurt you in this Blue Jays lineup. But he's only given up a 140 average over the last 30 days to righties. Gausman's been getting torched by righties, giving up a 322 average. Paddock's got a 3 ERA at home in 5 home starts. Gausman, a little under a 4.5. Now, these Blue Jays bats are hot. They've won 3 in a row. They're 8-2 in their past 10. So kind of get in the way of a steamroller there. So I would fade it, but I do have a strong lean towards the Twins on the first 5. You can get them at -110. Next game is going to be the Diamondbacks and the Reds. So this is the resumption of the rainout last night. They're tied at 3-3 right now. I would probably lean towards the Reds. Once they get to this point, I think they're decent. They've got to definitely have the bullpen advantage, but their closer, Shelby Miller, for the D-backs did get a day off. So that does kind of factor into things. I'm not going to bet that for the last 3 innings of the game. So we'll just kind of skip that. But Dodgers and the Cardinals. So it's going to be Yamamoto going up against Fetty. So the Cards are 3-6 at home when Fetty pitches. So I like the bounce back factor here. I mean, the Dodgers, in all seriousness, outplayed the Cardinals. They just couldn't hit with runners in scoring position. Out hit them. They were threatening every single inning in that game and could not get a runner in. So I think they left 9 or 10 on base. The Cardinals were just very efficient with their hits. They didn't get a lot, but they ended up scoring the runs when they did get them. So Dodgers are 11-3 on the road over the past 2 seasons when Yamamoto pitches. I do like this. Now they're 3-2 this season. So Dodgers just have kind of a streaky offense going, but they don't get shut out very often. It's very, very rare, and the bounce back is super high. So given the Dodgers on the run line, -1.5 at -112, you just don't get those lines with Yamamoto and Fetty. I mean, this is a huge pitching advantage for the Dodgers. So just going to count on them, getting some runs in this game. Yamamoto has been great on the road. He's got a 2 ERA. Fetty's got a 5.20 ERA on the road. When the Dodgers face a pitcher with a 5 ERA, they absolutely, crush them. So I like the spot here. So give me the Dodgers on the run line. Next game is going to be the Phillies and the Pirates. I mean, I thought the Phillies were going to win this one yesterday. Didn't touch it just because it was a bullpen game, and, well, their bullpen's not great, and they kind of showed it there. So it was a high-scoring affair. Today we get Ranger Suarez going up against Andrew Heaney. I'm a little concerned about this Rangers bullpen. I mean, they threw damn near everybody yesterday. Romano has got to get out of that closer role. He is terrible. He has blown, I want to say, 3 games just in the past week alone. So losing Alvarado was a huge blow to this Phillies team. So obviously they're going to be on the lookout for some type of potential closer as we get closer to the trade deadline here. But in this one, 2 lefties going up against each other, Ranger Suarez and Andrew Heaney. Heaney's been decent at home. He's got a 3.21 ERA and 6 home starts. Suarez has not allowed a run in 2 away starts. Now, I will say he has been living life a little dangerously. Runners in scoring position, giving up a 3.04 average. Now, that said, that's still heavily skewed by one really bad start when he came back. Andrew Heaney's been okay, 2.45 against lefties, but I like the bounce back factor here for the Phillies, but not willing to pay this amount, and I'm not willing to take them full game. This bullpen's just depleted, and the arms they've got to rely on today, most likely, I don't trust them. So give me the Phillies on the first 5 -0.5 a run. I like this. Phillies are 8-2 in the second game of a series on the road this season, and they're 4-1 on the road after they lose the first game of a series. They're 3-1 on the run line. So you could get ballsy and take them -1.5 full game, but just give me Suarez to do what Suarez has been doing and shut down offenses. Phillies struggle, or the Pirates have not hit lefties well. That said, neither have the Phillies, but the matchup here definitely favors the Phillies. In terms of the weather, 78 degrees. There is like a 26% chance of rain. We do have the wind blowing out today, so I think that favors the Phillies. Heaney is a fly ball pitcher, whereas Suarez actually gets more ground ball outs than fly ball outs. So give me the Phillies on the first 5 -0.5 a run at -120 on DraftKings. All right, next game is going to be the Rangers and the Nats. I am kicking myself, man. I like the full game under. I like that first 5 under. I didn't play it and just kicked myself in the ass all night for that. Ended up being 2-0 Nationals, and I even leaned towards the Nationals. So, damn, I had 3 leans in that game and all 3 hit. Jacob deGrom going up against Mitchell Parker. Rangers have actually been decent over the last week against lefties. They're hitting .316, but same boat. I don't trust this team to score runs. And the Nats versus righties have been getting the job done. They've been really hot, especially with runners in scoring position. They're hitting .320 over the past week, .301 last 30 days, .316 last 14 days. DeGrom on the road has been susceptible. He's given up a 3.8 ERA in 4 away starts. Mitchell Parker, sub-4 ERA in 6 home starts. I kind of want to just hit the reverse button and go over 8 on this, but this is one, there's a decent chance of rain. It's going to be 79 degrees. There's a 66% chance of rain, and we do have the wind blowing in slightly. So I don't think an over is the proper play there. This would be Nationals or nothing for me. So you're getting pretty damn good value to take the Nats. They're 6-4 in their last 10. The Rangers have lost 4 straight. They're 3-7. I get it's DeGrom, but you can still lose a game 1-0. So this would be, like I said, Nats are nothing for me. Pretty good spot to take a a home dog here, in my opinion. All right, next game, Braves and the Giants. Yeah, that line was crazy. Like I said yesterday, it was Giants or nothing, and they ended up winning. And the Braves are. It was a walk-off wild pitch. It was a pretty crazy way to lose a game. But today you've got Bryce Elder going up against Logan Webb. Webb's been great at home. Don't get me wrong, but not paying minus 179 for the Giants. Braves have lost 5 straight. They're 2-8 in their last 10. At some point, this streak will come to an end. You're getting okay value to take him. I know it's Bryce Elder, who isn't the most comforting person. He's got almost a 6 ERA on the road. Logan Webb's got a 1.12 ERA at home this season. We did see him get shelled in one outing, but complete fade for me. But you're paying too much to take the Giants here, so it would be Braves or nothing. I'm going to go with nothing. Next game, Royals and the White Sox. White Sox took an L yesterday. If you just look at the box score, you think they got smoked, but they didn't. It was a very, very close game. Top of the 8th, the Royals had, I believe they got the first 2 hitters on, and I think India was on first. So they had their top of their order up and couldn't score in the top of the 8th in a tied ball game. So, and then after that, bottom of the 8th, they just, White Sox blew up. So if we look at the Royals this season, they've done really good playing the White Sox when they've been like minus 150 or more favorites. They're 5-1 against the White Sox last 2 seasons when they're minus 150 or more. This would be Michael Waka going up against Adrian Hauser. Not exactly the stoutest of pitching matchups here, but Waka's been really good on the season. He's got a 2.88 ERA, but on the road it jumps to 4.40. Hauser's only got 1 home start, did really well. But good bounce back spot here for the Royals. You're getting an okay price. Like it could be a dance partner to something else. But the White Sox are 15-17 at home. So you got to remember they've won 21 games. 15 have been at home. So, sneaky favorite here maybe, but not getting enough value here to take them. Plus 136, need a little bit more. So probably, again, another game I probably just fade. There's a lot of games like this today. It's not a fantastic slate in my opinion. Next game, it's going to be Houston and Cleveland. Saw this line open with the Guardians at like plus 112, and now they're down to like minus 102, minus 103. It's an interesting line here. So the Guardians, when we're talking about opening lines, right? So when they open at plus 110 or more, they're 1-6 this season at home. They're 0-7 on the first 5. And they've been 1-9 if we go all the way back to last season, 1-9 on the first 5 as well. So it would be Astros on the first 5 for me. Just Gavin Williams, not a guy I trust. That said, I don't really trust this Astros offense. They've been really struggling over the last couple of weeks. They are one of the worst teams in baseball with hitting and runners in scoring position. That said, somehow Cleveland is worse. So the Astros are 28th over the last week, hitting 189 with runners in scoring position. Guardians are 29th. They're hitting 179. So this is one where Hunter Brown does a really good job against lefties. He's given up a 154 average with a 31% K rate. Obviously, this is going to be a heavily dominated left-handed lineup for this Guardians team. Gavin Williams has pitched really good against lefties, pitched pretty good against righties if we look over the last 30 days. But this hard hit percentage is still just too high in my opinion. 41% hard hit as opposed to Hunter Brown with his 29%. We do have the wind blowing in, which is going to help Gavin Williams. He has a tendency to leave his fastballs up, and they hit him pretty far, but this would be one, it's Astros or nothing for me. And this one, weather's going to be okay, 74 degrees. But we do have a 8-9 mile an hour wind blowing in. So that's why we see a over-under of 7. I don't want to touch that. If anything, I'd probably lean over, but not going to mess with that. All right, next game is going to be so they got the second game. So the D-backs and the Reds here. So this is going to be Ryan Nelson going up against Nick Martinez. Martinez is 3-6 on the season, but he does have a good ERA at home. For GABP, having a sub-3 ERA is pretty damn good. Ryan Nelson has a 4.80 ERA in 5 away games. I think you're getting really good value to take the D-backs here. This Reds offense is just struggling, man. Hitting 185 over last week against righties. I don't know if Ellie De La Cruz is going to be back. If you don't know, his sister passed away, so he's been on leave for that. I believe he's supposed to come back for the weekend, but either way, probably not going to have good mentals in that game. So we'll definitely lean towards the D-backs here. It's just this bullpen scares the hell out of me, but the Reds bullpen hasn't been much better lately. So it's D-backs or nothing for me here. Next game is going to be the Padres and the Brewers. So this is going to be Stephen Kolek going up against, who is it? Quintana, I believe. Let's see. I don't know why I can't find this game. Yeah, so it's Jose Quintana, the lefty, going up against Stephen Kolek. Man, Kolek has just been getting shelled lately. Lefties have been torching him, giving up a 321 average last 30 days. Doing okay against righties. Not a huge K guy. Really, neither is Quintana anymore. Hard hit percentage for Kolek has been through the roof. 53.2% hard hit percentage, one of the worst as a starter. Runners in scoring position, giving up a 267 average. That said, he's pitched really well on the road. He's got a 1 ERA and 4 away starts. Quintana's not been great at home, but we've got a small sample size of 2 games where he has given up a 6 ERA. Now, what the Padres, for some reason, love to score runs when Kolek's pitching. They're averaging almost 7 runs a game. Brewers are averaging almost 6 when Quintana pitches. We got an over-under of 8.5. Maybe lean towards the over. You're getting okay. You're getting pretty good value to take the Brewers at home. They have been one of the better home teams, 18-11, 8-2 in their past 10. Did lose the last game, so there's the bounce back factor there. So it'll be Brewers or nothing for me. Just can't get behind Kolek in this one. Next game is going to be the Red Sox and the Yankees. Garrett Crochet going up against Ryan Yarbrough. Ryan Yarborough's been fantastic. This guy throws like 67 miles an hour, but he's been proven to just be able to get outs, and his strikeout rate's been ridiculously high. His K line's been like 3.5. He's been striking out like 8. So it didn't look today. I'm sure the market's caught up to it now. Crochet should be able to strike these Yankees out, but you're taking the Yankees at home. I don't know. I mean, it's Yankees or nothing for me in this spot. But I will tell you, I don't mind the nerfy here. So when you look at these 2 pitchers, so if you look at 2 pitchers with 3 or below ERAs at home for the Yankees, 1-13 to the Yerfy. So that means that they're 12-1 to the nerfy on the season. So maybe nerfy, but man, Crochet is kind of good for giving up first inning home runs. So probably not one I take, but there's some trends that kind of work towards taking that. But like I said, Yankees for me in this spot, just a better team. I know it's Crochet, but Yarborough's looked really good as well. All right, next game is going to be the Mariners and the Angels. Angels came back and won it yesterday. Luis Castillo going up against Jack Kochanowicz. Kochanowicz at home has been 4.5 ERA and 5 home starts. Castillo's got a little over a 4 ERA. This team's hot. This team is hot with the sticks. I don't love the pitch mix for Castillo. Angels are second over the last 30 days hitting the fastball, and they're third hitting the changeup. You know, Luis Castillo, he's a 3-pitch pitcher, fastball, changeup, slider. Used to throw that changeup a ton. That was kind of his bread and butter pitch when he was with the Reds. Doesn't throw it as much anymore, only 11% of the time. So between the fastball and the slider, that's about 88% of the pitches he throws. So I don't like this spot. I like runs in this one. I would lean towards the over 9. I think the Mariners should be able to get to Kochanowicz, but it's the Angels or the over would be the only way I'd play that one. Next one, Mets and the Rockies. Whew. Man, if you had the Mets in a parlay yesterday, you were sweating. It was 1-0 until like the 7th inning. And then the Mets finally started to pull away. Clay Holmes going up against Carson Palmquist. Palmquist 0-4, giving up a 300 opponent average. He's got 1 game at Coors, so he's got a 12.5 ERA. Holmes has been pretty good on the road. He's actually pitched better on the road than he has at home. You can go to like Mets 2.5, minus 2.5 is the only way you're going to find value. I'd probably just lean more towards the over 11 in this one after a low-scoring game yesterday. We do have the wind blowing in slightly, but home runs are up. Runs are predicted to be up. It's a righty. Yeah, like, do you trust the Rockies to score runs, I guess, is all it comes down to. You can get the Mets 1.5 at like minus 190. Not terrible value there to use as a dance partner, but it's either minus 2.5 or use them as a parlay piece. All right, last game on the card, Orioles and the Athletics. Luis Severino. He has been a nightmare at home. He's got a 7 ERA, got shelled right away in his last start. He just can't really figure out how to pitch in the stadium. Very small field. Going up against Charlie Morton, who's got a 7 ERA. Pretty easy call for me. I know Morton's been pitching better. He's had really good games the last couple games, but we've got the wind blowing out, and we're playing in like a little league field. So give me the over 10. You can go over 10.5. I don't mind that. I just took a little bit of a de-juicer down to like minus 130 and just took it to 10. That way we bring the push potential in. But Severino's just been getting absolutely sparked every time he pitches. The over is 7-1 when Severino's pitching at home this season. So we've got good data to take the over there. So that is how I see that one. All right, let's get into the best bets and get you guys on your way. Appreciate you guys tuning into the channel. Like I said, if you guys want data, every day I put out a pitching sheet, score predictions, things like that from my models. So all that's free, and it's in the Discord. Link is down below. All right, first play is going to be the Phillies on the first 5 minus a half. Like I said, don't want to trust full game after they just used all their main bullpen arms. They use Romano, they use Strom, they use Kettering. All those guys went yesterday, so they're going to be left with like Hernandez and some really shit arms today. So don't want to go past the first 5. Give me the Twins on the money line. I just like the bounce back here. Like I said, they've got a good track record in the second game of a series at home. And I want to fade Gaussman on the road. And then give me the Dodgers on the run line minus 1.5. It's just big pitching matchup here. Yamamoto and Fetty, not even close. So I like them to kind of turn the tables, especially after getting shut out. It's kind of a good system play I like to take. And then we're going to take the Orioles and the A's over 10. And like I said, just kind of de-juicing that. We're taking, instead of the 10.5, just doing the 10 just in case, bringing in some push potential. But the weather looks really good. Morton is definitely a home run guy. He's averaging 1.68 home runs per 9 innings. So he can definitely give up the long ball. If I had to pick a team in that one, I'd probably lean the Orioles, but the A's ended up winning last night. So, but they're 2-8 in their last 10. So, can they string together back to back? At home, maybe. So those are the 4 plays, and then like I said, I'll post a little fun parlay in the pinned comments here around 11 a.m. Eastern. So appreciate it, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.